Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson, that's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We have another email from Anonymous. The subject is applying early decision to need-based schools.
Hi, Ben and Nathan. I was wondering if you could talk a bit about applying early decision. I plan on applying to law school next fall with a 4.0 GPA and a 174 LSAT. And I would love the chance to go to a Harvard, Yale, or Stanford. My thought process behind this is, one, my goal is to graduate law school with a high-level federal clerkship, and I feel that these schools would provide me with the best opportunity for that. Two, I come from a low-income family and would benefit from their need-based aid programs. Is it ridiculous to consider applying early decision to one of these schools? Based on my stats, I'm hopeful that I could be offered a full ride to some of the top 14s, but I would jump at the chance to attend a Harvard, Yale, or Stanford if accepted with sufficient need-based scholarships. My two main questions are, one, is this too much of a commitment to make without knowing what my scholarship offer would be? And two, does applying early decision really even boost your chances at these top schools? Well, it doesn't.
It's not even an option.
Harvard, Yale, and Stanford don't offer early decision. And the reason why they don't offer early decision is because they don't have to offer early decision because they're Harvard, Yale, and Stanford. Schools that are not as good as Harvard, Yale, and Stanford have all kinds of stupid gimmicks that they do in their applications where they're attempting to, get in there and poach some of the prize applicants before Harvard, Yale, and Stanford start their hunting season. It would, I think, behoove Harvard, Yale, and Stanford to do early decision. At least that was my initial reaction when I realized that they don't even offer these programs. I thought, well, wait, we know from experience that early decision programs largely benefit the schools and don't benefit the applicants.
Yeah.
So why is it, do you think, Ben, that Harvard, Yale, and Stanford don't do early decision?
Maybe it's just beneath them.
That's kind of what I was thinking. It's sort of related to they don't have to. Like they just don't have to do those kinds of shenanigans. But then it also might be not done.
That's beneath us. That's
right. It's just not the type of thing. We're just not the type of school that needs to do those types of things.
It's so cringy, right? You're saying if we accept you, you're going to withdraw all your other applications.
Right. They're Harvard, they're Yale, they're Stanford.
Like, come to us.
They don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Like they don't need to, they're not as interested in their yield that they need to actually do that. Schools that are worried that their yield is low, and yield, by the way, is how many people accept after being admitted, how many people actually go to that school.
Mm-hmm.
And the yield at most schools is very low. Even at Harvard, Stanford, Yale, their yield is still kind of surprisingly low. What do you think Yale's yield is?
Is it like, I don't know, actually. Is it above 50 or below 50?
It is above 50%, yeah. Yale's yield, their enrollment rate from offers of admission is 76%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they only accept 5% of applicants. And then of the people that they accept, more than 3/4 of them accept them back.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to the other 1/4 of people who did get into Yale?
Yeah,
they go to Harvard, they go to Stanford, they go to some other T14 for a crazy full ride, like Michigan gives them a full ride plus $10,000 a year stipend or whatever, and they go, well, with that much money on the line, maybe it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It is true, though, that Harvard, Yale, Stanford, because they do need-based, not merit-based scholarships, so like they don't have to attract students with merit-based scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
Other schools, even in the top 14, do. And they also don't have to do gimmicky shit like early decision because they just assume, hey, I'm Stanford. If I admit you, you're gonna pick me. Truth is, though, even Stanford, enrollment rate from offers of admission at Stanford Law School is only 45%.
Mm.
I remember looking recently, and Yale was the only one with a yield above 50%. I'm surprised it's as high as 70. Oh, well, that's not true. Actually, Harvard on last year's 509, Harvard was 58%. Chicago, 28%.
Well, there's a difference between Harvard and Chicago.
Big difference. Yeah.
You can go anywhere in the world and say, I went to Harvard, and no one wonders what that means.
Yeah. University of Chicago.
Huh?
Even though, US News is calling Chicago third in the country right now,
Yeah.
Oh, it's ranked above Harvard on the ABA rankings. Yeah, right. Look at their yield, and you'll get a much better sense of what the market thinks about those schools.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so early decision is a scam. Do not apply early decision. It benefits the schools much more than it benefits you. And anonymous, don't even worry about it, because they don't do that type of shit at Harvard, Yale, and Stanford. Anything more about early decision programs?
No.
Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you would like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.